Hey, good morning. It's Lupe, Classic Hits 92.7, 95.3. The Washington Academy Raiders football team is riding a 2-game win streak, and they're back with us to talk about what's happening with this young team now sitting at 2-2. Tomorrow's a big game coming up. Joining us in the Street Beat studio, head coach Will Graneri and assistant coach Eli Hankins. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hankins, is that how you say your last name?
Hankins, yeah.
Hankins, all right. And where are you from? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So right now I live right in Machias. I've been part of the program this is my first year, which has been great so far. I am one of the owners at Pat's Pizza in Machias. I've lived here about 4 years, going on 5 years now. Been, in the business that whole time, only took over about a year ago. Previously, I lived in Tennessee, so, I've been changing it up a lot. The past 4 years, been changing up a lot.
What's the difference in football here in Tennessee?
So, yeah, in Tennessee. So it's, a lot of people agree it's a lot more intense down south than it is up here, which, is why I appreciate Coach Graneri. He brings that level of intensity that, the kids up here need. We're not playing soft this year, which is great. And it's also less kids up here, which I've noticed.
All right. So, Coach, let's talk to the coach.
What's up?
We won't say what we were calling you behind the scenes. What's been the key shift that sparked the 2-game win streak?
Well, you know what? I think the fact that we're always looking to get better every single week. And, I think the kids are buying into what we're doing with myself and Coach. So I think that's been one of the key things, basically our work ethic and the fact that we've been sticking together as a team. We've handled a little bit of adversity over the last couple of weeks, but just, we just really been working hard and just been getting better every single week has really been the key thing for us.
So describe a little bit more about the team's identity. Has it changed a little bit throughout the year?
Yeah, it has. Yeah, because obviously, our roster fluctuates anywhere from 18 to 22 kids, with a lot of times with kids coming and going. So there's always a lot of moving parts where we got to move kids around and play different positions. And Eli's done a great job. He coaches our offensive line and our defensive line, and just each week kind of like just putting guys in places where they can make plays. And that's really been the key so far for us to, win these last 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
So talk a little bit more about adjustments that you've made and how they're paying off, some of the adjustments you've made.
Yeah, well, a couple things is we've been very fortunate. We have 6 boys on the team that are international students, and none of these kids have ever played American football before, and so they have really kind of bought in. I mean, we have one kid, Luis Rosa, who's our tight end and also playing linebacker for us, and he did a great job for us last week. Christian Morganti is another kid. He's playing linebacker for us. He was a kid that played rugby, in Spain, and so he's been just tremendous for us. Emilio, who's our quarterback, I was talking to him yesterday. I mean, here's a kid the other day who had 2 running touchdowns, threw a touchdown pass, and kicked 2 extra points. I mean, wow. He's been great for us. So those have been some of the things that have been very, very helpful for our program. And not to add, Hayden Melvin, who was on the program a couple weeks ago. He's one of our seniors. He's one of our best leaders, and that we love that kid. In fact, we gave him the game ball the other day with all the kids there, and he's such an asset to our program.
How do you prepare players mentally for a Friday night game after a big win?
Yeah, well, we told the kids basically you got the 24-hour rule. You got 24 hours to kind of celebrate this, and we were right back at it on Sunday. We were watching film on Sunday night. We were out on the practice field. So that's been part of the preparation. The main thing is the mental aspect, that kids know what we're going to be doing for the upcoming week, watching film, giving the kids handouts, just all the different things that you need to do to kind of prep for the game. And being a little banged up this week, we've been focusing more on the preparation aspect of it in terms of film study than so much some of the on-the-field stuff.
And talk a little bit about building trust between coaches, players, and especially after a loss.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that both Coach and I really do is we're personable people. I mean, we're about teaching life lessons. We're about holding the kids accountable, and we're with them every day. Sometimes we're with them more than their own parents, and I think that's where you build the trust factor in those relationships, because every kid's coming to practice with different issues going on at home, things going on in school, making sure kids are being held accountable in terms of their grades, and I think they see that demeanor with Coach and I, that, you know, there's a trust factor there, there's a consistency with what we're doing, and, you know, we also get a lot of support from our administration. They're very, very helpful with, you know, helping us build the program.
All right. So what's the vibe been like during practice this week?
It's not bad. Like I said, we got a couple kids banged up. Kids obviously were very excited, coming off a really nice win, and so, you know, hey, what's the motivation this week? We're going to play a really good Holton football team. We got an opportunity to win 3 games in a row. We have an opportunity to have a winning season and an opportunity to make the playoffs. So there's a lot in front of us here. So this is an important game on Friday night.
All right. So what's your message to the community ahead of Friday's game?
My message to the community is to come out and watch us play. I think we play exciting football. I think we have a lot of kids who are really committed and dedicated to our program, and I would encourage them to come and watch us play and go to Pat's Pizza.
Speaking of Pat's Pizza, let's talk to Eli again a little bit on his side. What's your main focus as an assistant coach?
So right now, it's really making sure these kids are involved and know what they're doing. A lot of that is just, you know, getting their reps in the practice, because there's a lot of these kids who won't see the game every week. So it's making sure that they're involved during practice, and a lot of it too is making sure that Will's rules and his way of, you know, enforcing those are followed by everybody, and that they're understood pretty well.
And how do you support the head coach's vision while bringing your own perspective to the team?
Well, actually, speaking of that, you know, so just yesterday we had something that me and him had to talk about. I'm always there to be like, if I think something is a little much or a little not enough, I always bring that up. I say, hey, let's try this. Let's see if this works. You know, it's a lot of collaboration between the two of us.
What's been the biggest learning curve for you stepping into this role?
Well, so a lot, actually. This is my first year I've ever coached. I haven't played football in about 4 years now. So, and even when I did, I was just really only focused on the line, because that's where I played on both sides, was just as a tackle, offense and defense. So coming into this, I had to learn every position, and which I think I'm still learning a lot of stuff now as we keep going, but I'm pretty well set on all these new positions that I've had to learn.
All right, so speaking of that, what's one coaching skill you're working on improving this season?
Communication, by far. Yeah, I've improved on it a lot. I just have to be able to talk more.
Open up.
Yeah.
And be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Any advice you've received that stuck with you since joining the staff?
Since joining the staff, not necessarily, but there's advice that I like to give out to people, especially players. It was something I was given in high school by Benny Pace. He was an ex-coach, administer the schools, and I actually give it to some of the players every once in a while, and I'll tell you what it is if you want to hear it. It's when you get asked, who do you look up to? And for a lot of these kids, it's, you know, a parent, another, like a major league player, anything like that. But what I was always taught is always look up to the person that you want to be tomorrow. And I talk to these kids about that when they're down about something or they don't think they're getting something right. Just tell yourself you're going to improve on this, be better at this tomorrow. Look up to that person.
That's good advice. Any players you've seen grow a lot this season on or off the field?
Oh, yeah, a lot of them. And it goes back to who he was talking about, Luis. He came into the season not knowing really a lick of football. And he was starting by his first week. You know, it goes for a lot of these international kids who have never played before. And even some of our freshmen, like I think we had Taylor Holmes, we had him filling in on our starting, what was it?
We had him on extra point team yesterday, yeah.
All right. So what's your message to younger athletes who might want to coach someday?
Learn as much as you can while you're young. Don't focus on your position only. And that helps when you're playing too, knowing what everyone else is doing.
So describe your first season in one word, if you can.
Exciting.
Exciting. All right. Coach,
Yeah. Yeah.
any players we should keep an eye on Friday night? Someone quietly making an impact.
Yeah, I mean we have a lot of kids that have really done a nice job for us. I mean George Welsh is one of our tailbacks and wingbacks, and he's a really good player. Finn Hallisey, he's a kid that has really emerged in the last couple of weeks, who's playing defensive end for us. So I would say those are a couple boys to watch on Friday night.
All right. Anything you want to add? Any of you? You guys want to add anything before we go?
No, I mean, we're just, like I said, we're really looking forward to this game on Friday night and what's in front of us. And just, it's just kind of stacking days for us and getting 1% better every day. And, having Eli here, he's a great asset to the program. And we're very, very fortunate to have him here.
Yeah, he's with Pat's Pizza, and you got some stuff coming up at Pat's Pizza. What's happening over there?
Yep, coming our New Year's, we have the Down East Lobster Drop, which they've done it before. They haven't done it since COVID, I believe it was.
Oh, wow.
A lot of people have messaged us about it, asking if we're going to bring it back. And this year we decided we would, hoping it's going to be it's going to be every business in town that's involved.
Is it a live lobster?
I wish. No, we're going to, and I'll say it now, there's going to be a surprise a little bit, but we're going to drop a fake lobster into a fake pot of water with fog machines and things like that to make it look, just as fun as it can. Fireworks, the whole shebang.
Any last words, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're on the road this week, but next week is our homecoming against Orono, and that's a really exciting week for our students and everybody at Washington Academy. And we encourage you to come out and watch the Raiders play.
All right. Head coach Will Graneri and assistant coach Eli Hankins, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.